Hello again, and welcome to my game against David Coupe. This was played in November 2007. It was West Leeds against Sheffield. This was the Sheffield E team. I was black. And this is the stone wall setup, very similar to the collie system, but it's like a turbocharged collie system where F4 is played before knight F3. Quite hard to break down. I chose the right way to take advantage of this setup. C5 straight away. Knight e5. This is a standard move in this stone wall position. White has an iron grip on this square, so obviously taking on e5 would be a mistake. I have to say f takes e5. White's got a good basis for a kingside attack with his advanced centre and kingside. I decided to take on d4. Whether that was correct or not, I'm not sure. Possibly instead of that. Queen c7 might have been okay as well. I chose to take on d4 anyway. E takes d4. When white is a little bit better, but against weaker opposition, I had a good feeling that it would be okay. Queen b6 now. Just tying up the b2 square. Obviously pinning the bishop on c1 for the time being. But white obviously thought this was a poison pawn because he played bishop e3 anyway. I'm not sure. This is now winning for black. I had a little think about it just to make sure that it was playable. As it turns out, taking on b2 is fine. I was fairly confident with winning this position after just 10 moves. Rook f2 doesn't really do anything. White basically tries to set up a trap for black where he can trap the queen on a1 and possibly win it later on, but I was still confident that this was fine, which it was. He takes on c6. Bishop takes. I'm happy to exchange pieces at this stage, being a rook up. Bishop c1. Obviously now the queen is trapped for the time being on a1, but luckily for me, White's got no way of actually winning the queen at this stage. I mean, if he did play bishop b2, I can always take on a2 and then the queen is set free. Queen b3, that obviously prevents the taking of a2 after bishop b2. But here I find a good move, which is a5. Black has to be careful in this position because he doesn't want to lose his queen. I think a5 is probably the best move in this position, and I was quite proud of finding it over the board. Bishop b5. Bishop takes b5. Queen takes. Check. And rook c2. Just redeploy my pieces. Queen takes b7, that's fine, is that? Rook b8. This is still looking good for black. Now b1 drops as well. after rook b8. So it's taken all this time to free the queen, but as soon as it's freed, white decides to exchange queens, which makes it even easier for me. And basically a rook and a knight up in this position now, so the win is fairly simple. Just a case of trying to force exchanges. Obviously the rook check there. I'm trying to gain some tempos so that I'm able to force the exchange of this bishop, which is allowed in the end, and that was just a blunder under pressure. And now the rook's come off. Straightforward now is this for black. To be honest, I'm not sure why white decided he wanted to play on in this position. Admittedly, I didn't play this as well as I could have done, but when you so much material up, it doesn't really matter how long it takes to finish a position like this off. I'm just making sure that the victory is safe. Obviously I can afford to give up the bishop on c1 there, and then the king just comes in and forcing mate. Rook swings across the other side of the board. The king's going to have to come back, and I just play a waiting move now. And obviously white resigns now because he realises that that his king is going to end up having to concede the opposition, and then it's the mate is there. Okay, thank you for viewing my game against David Coupe. Feel free to check out any other games I've put up on the website.